Krishna's wisdom to Arjuna, a story from the Bhagavad Gita. It was the eve of the great war of Mahabharata. The battlefield of Kurukshetra was filled with thousands of warriors, their weapons gleaming under the sun. Two mighty armies stood facing each other, the Kauravas and the Pandavas. At the center of it all was Arjuna, the great Pandava warrior, sitting in his chariot with Lord Krishna as his charioteer. As Arjuna looked at the battlefield, he saw his own relatives, beloved teachers, and old friends standing on the enemy side. His heart sank with sorrow. How could he fight against his own family? His hands trembled, his bow slipped from his grip, and his mind filled with doubt. He turned to Krishna and said, "O Krishna, I cannot do this. How can I raise my weapon against my own kin? This war will bring nothing but destruction. I see no joy in victory if it means killing my own loved ones." Seeing Arjuna's confusion, Krishna smiled gently. He realized that Arjuna was overwhelmed by emotions and had forgotten his true purpose. Krishna then spoke the divine wisdom that would later become the Bhagavad Gita. 1. The immortality of the soul. Krishna reminded Arjuna that the soul is eternal and indestructible. He said, "You grieve for those who should not be grieved for. The wise do not mourn the living or the dead. Just as a person changes worn-out clothes and wears new ones, so does the soul leave the old body and take a new one. No weapon can cut it, no fire can burn it, no water can wet it, and no wind can dry it." Hearing this, Arjuna began to understand that death was merely a transition, not an end. 2. The path of duty, Dharma. Krishna then spoke about Dharma, righteous duty. He reminded Arjuna that he was a warrior and it was his duty to fight for justice. Running away from battle out of fear or attachment would be dishonorable. Perform your duty without attachment to success or failure. Fight for righteousness, not for personal gain. Arjuna listened carefully, realizing that his hesitation was not an act of wisdom, but of weakness. 3. The importance of selfless action, Karma Yoga. Krishna then taught the principle of Karma Yoga, the path of selfless action. He said, "You have the right to perform your duty, but you do not have the right to the results. Do not be attached to success or failure. Work with devotion without selfish desires." This teaching helped Arjuna overcome his fear of defeat. He understood that he must fight not for victory, but because it was the right thing to do. The power of devotion, Bhakti Yoga. Finally, Krishna revealed the highest path, Bhakti Yoga, the path of devotion. He assured Arjuna that those who surrender completely to the divine will always be protected. "Abandon all doubts and surrender to me. I shall free you from all sins. Have faith and you will find peace." As Arjuna listened to Krishna's words, the darkness in his heart disappeared. His mind became clear, his fear vanished, and his spirit was uplifted. He picked up his bow again, ready to fight, not for personal victory, but for righteousness. With Krishna as his guide, Arjuna stepped forward, prepared to fulfill his duty with courage and wisdom. Thus, the Bhagavad Gita remains a timeless guide, teaching us how to face challenges with clarity, devotion, and purpose.